Sunday, everybody. I hope everybody is enjoying their day. I thought I would take a few minutes to jump on and talk about a few things that I've been recently thinking about lately. Um, I read recently. I read an article or a report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention regarding excessive alcohol use, and also an article in one of my magazines, Psychology Today, that brought up some important factors that I wanted to discuss here today and solutions with you. One of them being that although rates are twice as high for men to die from like excessive alcohol use, but the death rate rose faster for women in the past few years. And what we're seeing is women in their like 30s, mid to late 30s, with advanced stage like liver disease. And they're being referred to rehabilitation centers so that they can get sober, so that they can get on the liver transplant list. So, so that's a very disturbing, factor that I read, because a lot of times with liver disease, you're not even aware that you have it or that it's to that point until it's too late, till you already are really in need of a transplant. And the death rates right now, from according to the CDC, from liver disease remain the highest in both men and women in like their 50s to 64 range. So it's getting lower, and so that was one of the things that I wanted to bring out into everyone's attention. Because I know that when we are drinking, we're not always likely to be running to the doctors. And again, like I said, there's not really a whole lot of warning signs regarding that. And this data was collected, like they did, like from 2016 to 2017, and then again in 2020 to 21. And the other factor as well, that we believe is contributing to this factor, was COVID. Now, during COVID, we were all experiencing, isolation, loneliness, depression, and on top of that, a lot of the country, at the liquor stores, they were deemed as necessary workers. So the liquor stores were open, they were extending hours, they were delivering it to you. So there was definitely an increase that we saw in alcohol use between those years. And because like 138,000 people, well, more than that, died from 2016 to 2017 from alcohol abuse, excessive drinking, and that number climbed to 178,000 from 20 to 21. So that's like a 30, almost 30% jump, and that again was during COVID, where the stores were required to be open, and again there was home deliveries of it, and a lot of people avoided the emergency room during that time as well, because they didn't want to contract COVID. So this is where we were seeing more deaths related to it as well. People just afraid to go. The other thing too is that we see a lot of it advertised. Okay, so there's hardly, I'm sure, a TV show or a sporting event that you can watch on TV these days that isn't inundating you with ads, for the promotion of alcohol. And or even just driving down the street, billboards, wineries are popping up, breweries are popping up. It's all, drowning the market, and little of the other side of the effects, unfortunately, of alcohol are being advertised. And alcohol is, according to these studies, the most commonly abused substance in the country, more than opioids, weed, cocaine, or any other drug. So, and while I'm not saying that the glamorizing of the alcohol is made the most impact, but I think it's more of the normalizing it that has done the most damage. And and that's a shame, you know, because there's really nothing really normal about excessive alcohol usage. Now, with that being said, I've also been talking to people on my own that have been questioning their drinking. So they're coming to this conclusion themselves. Like, hey, I'm starting to notice. They'll say to me, I'm having, 3 drinks a night, maybe 4. Or I work at a bar and this is just what we do. But I'm starting to see that now it's like 6 drinks a night, and I'm not really seeing a lot of negative impact yet, but is this going somewhere that I don't want it to go? Like, I still have goals and aspirations, one person said to me, and I can definitely see where this is stopping that. you know so again, back to my whole thing about, is alcohol really serving you or not? Are there things you still would like to do in life? You still have goals. You still want to have a great quality of life. And, is alcohol helping that? Or this is a question to ask yourself, or is alcohol stopping you? Even if you're not to rock bottom like I was. Not everybody has to go there. I understand that, and I wish I knew some of this stuff. And when I was aware enough to ask these questions, when I was early on, I look back and I see early signs, as early as like when I turned 21, where I just forget about those signs. I did drink then, not a lot. I didn't have it in the house, but my reactions to it, and how, like, I remember, if I went out with somebody, be it my brother or somebody responsible that cared about me, they would make sure they stayed sober because I could just not just have one or two, and back then, of course, I wasn't, my tolerance wasn't there, but that was probably not normal, because I liked that feeling it gave me initially. And that's the number one, like, red flag. If you're somebody suffering from, anxiety or any other mental health diagnoses, and you put that in you, and all of a sudden you feel like, wow, or now I'm cool, now I can have fun, now people like me, that's not really what you should be looking to alcohol to do, because it just, everybody knows my story. If not, um, it's out there. So, I wish I would have known some of this stuff that wasn't normal, and some of these numbers, and the health ramifications of it. I could have been, you know, cut off, years before I got to where it did. So, with all that being said, and I know this sounds like, wow, you're real, fun, but that's my job as a sober coach, is to, unfortunately, I need to give you guys these stats, and tell you about this, so that maybe the realization will click in for you guys before it did for me. Plus, I'm not just giving you these not so great numbers and saying that, hey, that's the way it is. It's because it's not, and here's where I am the proof, that it can turn around. Your body does heal. And so, this is where that that sheet I said about tracking, your drinks, even if you just start counting them. I'm not saying everybody has a problem or an issue, but just start counting them, something simple like that, and see, are you increasing your amounts that you're drinking? Write your reasons down, write how you feel after. Look at some of your goals that you still have left in life, or things you want to do. Are you getting to those? Is it the alcohol that's holding you back, whether it's, the money spent on it or the tiredness from it? um, just start looking a little more closely at it and see. Um, so, like, that would be my number one tip, to you to start the process of really understanding, if you're at that point and maybe heading down that road. Another good idea is try a sober month, do a 30-day, and see, if you don't feel like your drinking is in excess, but you just want to see how you feel. Try it for 30 days, see what happens. And that's where I come in as well. You can always call me. This is what I'm here for, to give you more tips and more ideas and things to help you get back on track. And I'm more than willing to do that. I, get some time on my calendar, a 15-20 minute chat. We'll talk. I can help you figure out, where you may be, and we can come up with a plan, to get you back where you want to be. You tell me, and then I will customize it based on your needs and where you're at in your drinking. And it doesn't have to go down the road like me to a police chase on a parkway. And that's why I'm here. This is why God brought me back. And so that I can reach out and I can help you guys before it has to get to that point. And I can tell you the signs and what I should have looked for. So, and I am thrilled to do that, and I feel like it's a blessing. And I feel like what happened to me, God doesn't give us more than we can handle. And I am here to be a testimony to his power to heal. And I just want to share that. I'm so passionate about that. So again, please reach out. Again, I'll always leave my information in the comments here to reach out to me, to chat. It just cannot hurt. I'd love to work with you guys, talk to you, and we'll see where you're at. No matter where you're at in this stage, whether it's the beginning, the middle, or you're like me and we're at rock bottom, I have solutions and we can work together to get you there. Okay? So please reach out, and I am your ally in recovery. So, everybody, have a good rest of your day, and please share with anyone you may think could benefit from this. You just don't know. You could save a life, turn a life around. Okay? Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.